Welcome, UUM School of Computing students. I'm Dr. Alaa Jabbar Al-Maliki. Today, we are exploring a crucial question in modern conflict. At what exact point does a line of code transform into a weapon of war? To understand cyber ethics, we must first define ethics itself as a system of beliefs controlling behavior. Look at this image of the Enron headquarters. In 2001, Enron executives hid billions in debt from shareholders, leading to a catastrophic bankruptcy. This was a massive failure of business ethics in the physical world. The Enron scandal prompted strict, clear legal frameworks, like the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, to govern corporate behavior. Cyber warfare, however, currently lacks these definitive, standardized boundaries. We are essentially operating in the digital equivalent of that pre-regulation era. Take the late 2010 hacktivist attacks as an example. Following the arrest of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, seen here holding a legal document, hacktivists launched widespread denial-of-service attacks against Amazon, MasterCard, and PayPal. Conventional conflict relies on physical borders and clear lines of engagement. Cyber operations strip away that geography. In the WikiLeaks attacks, the hackers' motivations and the legitimacy of their commercial targets existed in a gray area, making the rules of engagement dangerously ambiguous. On the left, a jet destroys a power plant. On the right, a hacker's data packet causes the exact same physical destruction. The Talon Manual dictates a cyber operation is a use of force only when its effects are comparable to non-cyber operations. For instance, if malicious code targets an airliner's flight control systems and causes it to crash, the law treats that action identically to shooting the plane down with a surface-to-air missile. Under international law, a sequence of data is recognized as a weapon of war only when its output crosses the threshold into physical world destruction. Look at this server log showing red warning lines for account lockouts, service crashes, and unusual traffic. It is easy to perceive these anomalies as an act of attack. Pause this video. Write down one malicious and one legitimate cause for these anomalies before you continue. As you likely deduced, a faulty operating system patch or routine maintenance processes triggering login attempts can perfectly mimic a severe cyber intrusion. This proves why establishing actual intent is paramount before reacting. Even if you prove intent, attribution is a hurdle. An attacker in country A routes their strike through a proxy in country B to hit country C. Tracing the attack only to its last node, country C might mistakenly launch a retaliation strike against B. Rushing to label a system anomaly as a cyber attack without thoroughly verifying intent and accurately tracing attribution risks launching an unjustified kinetic war over a simple software glitch or an innocent proxy server. To prevent morally reprehensible actions in conflict, such as attacking civilians or bombing hospitals, modern society relies on ancient ethical principles known as bellum justum, or just war theory. These ethical concepts were eventually codified into the law of armed conflict. Look at this assembly of delegates at the 1907 Hague Conventions. These early agreements were explicitly designed to establish strict rules on the conduct of war between recognized nation-states. The Geneva Conventions further defined humanitarian treatment within these wars, specifically mandating protections for civilians and medical personnel through formal, binding treaties. The strict legal boundaries of the Hague and Geneva Conventions govern state-to-state conflict. Cyber warfare, however, bypasses this structure entirely. It is frequently waged by ununiformed, non-state actors, such as decentralized hacktivist groups. The core ethical crisis in modern security is attempting to apply 150-year-old treaties, originally designed for standing armies, to anonymous proxy hackers who now wield state-level destructive capabilities from a laptop. Traditional warfare relies on physical borders, identifiable combatants, and the laws of physics. Cyber operations strip all of those identifiers away. As we consolidate today's material, let's look at this summary grid. To legally and ethically declare an act of cyber war, you must satisfy 3 requirements. First, prove malicious intent by ruling out system bugs. Second, accurately attribute the true source by tracing past obfuscation tactics. And third, verify that the operation crosses a physical threshold, matching the kinetic effects of traditional weapons. Finally, you must navigate the complexities of the law of armed conflict. specifically determining how those state-level rules apply when dealing with non-state actors. For you, the next generation of UAM cybersecurity professionals, technical proficiency is only half the job. Every defensive countermeasure and incident response you execute must be firmly anchored in these 4 legal and ethical pillars.